To Congresswoman Maxine Waters, a member of the Congressional Black Caucus, who has called on General John Kelly to apologize to Congresswoman Wilson. Congresswoman, what have we learned? What is your view of where we go from here? And what is it incumbent upon General John Kelly, Chief of Staff John Kelly, to do now that that video has been exposed?
Well, General Kelly can take the responsibility for admitting that he was wrong, that he had lied on the Congresswoman. I think it's important for us to all work to get this behind us. First of all, we should make it absolutely clear that our heart goes out to the families of all of the soldiers who were killed in Niger, and we should let them know that not only do they have our condolences, but we stand with them and we appreciate the sacrifice that they all are making. Having said that, this president, President Trump, did it again. He has the most distorted leadership of any president I've ever known or heard about. Here he had the opportunity to make the condolence call, to do it properly, to recognize this family and their grieving, and also to know the name of the soldier who had been killed. He did not remember the name. He didn't handle it well. And even if he had been counseled to talk about perhaps young people going into war, into service like this, understand the risks that are involved. But he didn't do it correctly, and he needs to admit that. First of all, he needs to apologize. He lied on other presidents that had gone on before him and saying they didn't do it as well as he did, that he called everybody. And then in typical Trump fashion, he gets off the phone when he is challenged, and then he backtracks and he tries to call all of those families. He gets his personnel to identify all of the families who have lost members in service to this country, and then he tries to make up by sending some kind of a letter or note to them. It is so unconscionable in the way that he manages his leadership. Having said that, General Kelly has had a good career, and to have his career really basically undermined by the President of the United States because he's trying to protect the President and standing up for the President when the President did not deserve to be stood up for. Now, he has damaged himself. His credibility is at question, and so he needs to call the Congresswoman and apologize. He lied on the Congresswoman. He said he was there. He said he heard her, and then when the video clip was played that basically demonstrated exactly what she said and how she said it, it was obvious that he had lied. And so he needs to apologize. If the President will apologize to Mrs. Johnson, and if General Kelly will apologize to Congresswoman, then I think that we can put this behind us. But until that is done, it is not going to go away. You're absolutely correct. All of the women of the Congressional Black Caucus have come together, and we're demanding an apology. We are sick and tired of women being undermined, being dismissed, and black women in particular being called names. She was called wacky. On it, Frederica Wilson is an honorable member of the House of Representatives.
Well, let me ask you about that
respect.
In particular, yes, because I follow the CBC, and it does a whole range of work on policy, but you were bringing it up. Is it your view that she was being treated differently because of her race and gender?
I think that goes along with it. He seems to have this tendency to talk down to people of color, to treat them with disrespect. And I think this adds to it. I think the fact that, first of all, he called her wacky. Secondly, that he didn't back down, that he simply talked about her in a way that was not respectful. I think that, yes, I think this adds to the suspicion of him and the way that he thinks about minorities and black people in particular.
Congresswoman Waters, thank you for coming on The Beat.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate